What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk of the Tundra, your Green Bay Packers podcast as a proud partner of the Euroset Podcast Network and the Blue Wire family. As always, I am your host, Numac, coming to you post Micah Parsons trade. Still flying high on that news. Haven't stopped thinking about how Micah Parsons is a Packer since the news dropped. But this pod, we're going to talk a little bit about the press conference from Micah Parsons, Brian Gutekunst, and Matt LaFleur. Just briefly touch on that. And then Jordan has prepared a survey for the 2025 Packers and NFL season predictions. A survey which you, dear listener, will be able to fill out should you want to. We can kind of tally it up in the season, see who had the most right. So, Jordan, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. We are a week away from Packers football.
Oh, I'm so excited.
True Packers football.
I've told my wife like every day. I'm like, I'm just excited for football to be back. Like, I'm not the biggest college football fan. I was just watching
No,
college football yesterday. I just wanted to watch some football.
I just can't do it. I mean, people
I
that
can't
have
either. Like, I'm indifferent towards it, but I just wanted to see some. I want to see the pigskin thrown around, Jordan.
yeah, like I part of it is it's college football is probably honestly trending more towards what it should be more in vogue with professional sports,
Right.
and that it's free enterprise. It's capitalism, baby, right?
That's right.
No. Um, but I can't. I don't know. I also didn't go to college, so call me a loser, but I didn't really I never got into it.
That's fine.
Plus the Badgers suck. They
Oh
suck.
no.
I was gonna go off, but people know my feelings
Yeah,
about the Badgers.
that's right. So let's start with the news conferences with the front office of Micah Parsons. Uh, Jordan, takeaways from comments from Goody and Matt LaFleur and Micah Parsons, because obviously you and I both watched all three of them, but I'll hear your comments first.
Oh, I had the YouTube stream on my TV for 2.5 hours
I
because
was gonna say,
yeah, not again, we're gonna make compare cross sport comparisons. It wasn't as awkward as the Dame thing. Certainly was not in the room.
yeah,
The difference is that the Dame thing was like a welcome party for everybody to be there. I mean, the biggest thing being fans.
right,
And he showed up for 2 minutes and it was
then
like,
left.
hey,
Yeah,
yeah. He was kissing babies his own.
that's right.
Micah Parsons, had a lot of Packers beat reporters and general NFL reporters waiting for a long time. But that was also because he was doing his physical. So just a very symptomatic of how fast everything came along. I think even Brian Gutekunst was saying as much early bird special, really, of getting in
Yeah,
negotiations early. This is still very fresh. We don't even know how much it was open to teams beyond the Packers. I'm gonna guess probably not a lot. Like there's the usual canvassing, and then I'm sure it's very similar to other big purchases in people's lives is that you take the next step and maybe it's like The Bachelor. I don't know.
right.
Everybody gets a rose that's in it, and then you're just like, oh, we got Micah Parsons.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, it sounds like Goody, like you said, was in pretty early on trying to get Micah Parsons, and then from that point, it just kind of snowballed into eventually Jerry Jones and company were willing to listen to offers, and they got the deal done. And it even seems
Yeah.
like they had a deal done for a few days before it was even announced. So
Well, that would vibe with Ricky
Ricky Snoops,
Dog
Scoops, Swoops,
Aver. Is it Scoops or Snoops? It's
Scoops.
Snoops because of the
No,
dog avatar.
it's
Okay.
Scoops.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I think this is just how things feel like because it gets you get the notification on your phone. It's like these teams just got off the phone with one another, and it gets sent to Adam Schefter or Sham Charania. But no, I think teams when it's of this nature, it gets more plotted out and ready to go depending on a variety of different factors.
Right, right. Um, I forget who said it on Packers Twitter, one of the beat reporters, but I was really impressed with Micah Parsons' press conference. Like, I had never really heard him speak at length before, and I loved his demeanor, and I loved his just like the way he thought about the game. I was also like rolling my eyes pretty heavy at all the hit pieces coming out on Micah Parsons now that Jerry Jones and company, I am sure, are putting out. Uh, I saw one report where it was like an AFC team front office member said that he's like one of the best players in the league, but as a diva. It's like, brother, you're not even in the same conference. You're not even in the same building as he is. Like, what do you know?
Did Mike Brown from the Bengals say that or something? I mean,
Yeah,
this is the thing is that it's I feel like NFL insider reporting, sorry, sports insider reporting has just become doing straw polls and using anonymous GM quotes.
right.
This has happened for a very long time, but now because things are very kept in-house, you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of competition for NFL insidership. It's Adam Schefter, it's Ian Rappaport, it's Diana Rossini. Like it's a very small pool. So when these pieces come out, it's like, where did that come from? Like CBS Sports, I saw had something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember.
And
I
it's
I
like,
kind of blew it
okay.
off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's insignificant, but also it just speaks probably of the relationship that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones maybe never really had.
Yeah, something like that. And I said it in the Discord, but I think being tagged as a diva when you're one of the best players in the league is just code for he's really good and demands greatness from people in the locker room. like
And
like
he
going
knows his
back to
worth.
right, he knows his worth, and it kind of goes back to like a certain quarterback the Packers have had recently. Like he got called a diva for so long, and I think I probably have uttered those words at some point too. But I've come to realize that's like if you're a diva in the NFL, you probably earn that moniker because you're really freaking good at playing football and
Yeah.
you want to win really badly.
Yeah. Like, I don't think, I mean, until what was it last week? Trey Hendrickson was simply asking for more guaranteed money beyond the nature of these. I'm going to get on a soapbox. I'm just perturbed.
Okay.
But it's like we talk about Micah Parsons resetting the non-quarterback player market. And it's true in a lot of ways. The problem is we look at 4 year, $188 million contract. A lot of people just look at that total and they run with it. And a player, Micah Parsons, is probably going to hit all of those guaranteed money. Not every NFL player does. Not every player in MLB does, or whatever, what have you. But it's like we we are still of the mindset because of how things are disseminated and how information gets out. It's like that's what we run with rather than, oh, that's really high. It's not, I'm not saying anything that isn't a lot of people that have listened to this over the years. It's like, no, it's a percentage of the cap. Like that's how you should be looking at it. It's like, I mean? Like this is how a 53-man roster gets taken care of. And this year we saw a $20 million spike
Yeah.
that's growing because the NFL just re-upped their TV deal.
Right.
And it's only going to get higher and higher. It's the most viewed. There's no monoculture anymore except NFL football and maybe I don't know
Yeah.
the next royal wedding, which is Taylor Swift. So it's like that's where it gets. You have to realize it in that kind of financial language, but we don't really view it that way. We just view it what the price tag is and how
right.
all that stuff.
Also worth noting that the first 3 years of the contract have like minimal uh, cap penalty. They're just very high signing bonuses, very low base salary. So they'll
Yep.
still be able to have flexibility in these first 3 years of his new contract to make the team better.
Yeah,
So,
by and large, everything gets reset at a certain point, and you build out from there.
yep. Yeah, and like if he's plays out this contract and is very good, I'm sure they'll get to year 4 or 5 of that deal, tear it up, and make a new one.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, Jordan. let's get into these season predictions. If you guys are first time listeners of this podcast or have not done the season predictions with us before, Jordan creates a survey of questions for me to answer. This is a blind survey. I do not know what they are. The questions are yet, so all my answers are on the fly. And with that, we check back in at the end of the season, see how we did, and have a little fun with it. And like I said, this year you guys will be able to fill it out as well, and we'll see who is the closest for a lot of these things. So, all right, Jordan, start us off.
To preface this, I would say 20 to 25 questions are Packers related, and then we finish out with more general NFL predictions. We were originally going to do the survey and NFL predictions separately, and then it just made sense, especially in light of the Parsons trade, to fold it in together. So we are at 35 questions for this year.
Wowza!
Question one. What is more likely to happen for Jordan Love this season? Throw 30 or more touchdowns or throw 10 or more interceptions? He
I'm
has thrown
yeah.
11 interceptions in his first 2 years as a starter.
I'm gonna say 30 touchdowns because I think with his growth as a quarterback and what he needs to be for this team, I think he needs to protect the ball a little more, and so I think we'll see a better a better Jordan Love when it comes to accuracy and decision making versus flipping the ball out of the end zone, like I referenced last podcast, to a while falling to an interception pick six in LA. Like I don't think we see a lot of those throws anymore, and also some of those are just unlucky too. So
His luck, there are misfires, imprecise, whatever you want to call it. I'm still going to go 10 or more interceptions. I think
wow,
he will rate in control problems. I think honestly too, it's like this. I was trying to act a very or ask this very direct question in the survey, but I did not word it in a way that I liked or I felt happy with. But it was going to be around the fact that the Packers had 28 drops. It led the league last year.
yep,
We talked a lot about the wide receiver room going into the year. Everything between Jay Reed, Chris Watson, Dontavia Wicks, Romeo Dot, like there's too many question marks with players that I don't necessarily think it would be the fault of Jordan Love. I also think it is just a determination of this wide receiver room is banking a lot of Matthew Golden, and
yeah,
we'll get to him soon. Okay, 30 more touchdowns for Numac, 10 more interceptions for me. Question number two. Josh Jacobs had 337 touches last year to lead the Packers. Will he exceed that number this season?
no, I think something's got to give when it comes to that number. Like he's been a bell cow his entire career, but I think with hopefully a healthy Jordan Love, they can pass the ball a little more and take the ball out of Josh Jacobs' hands a little bit. Not that like I want them to take the ball out of his hands, but for the sole purpose of like 337 is a lot of touches, man. Like it's a heavy workload for a back, and I think they'd probably want to trim him down a little bit on the number of touches just for the sole purpose of like if their end goal is a Super Bowl, they need him healthy and fresh for that run. And so if they can take a couple touches out of his hands throughout the season to help that, and just have Jordan Love throw the ball or get more touches for Emmanuel Wilson or Chris Brooks, or if Marshawn Lloyd gets healthy, looping him in there. Like I think that's maybe an under talked about fallout of the Marshawn Lloyd injury is like I'm sure if he was healthy, they'd probably split touches between Josh Jacobs and Lloyd more than they would have Emmanuel Wilson and Josh Jacobs. And now that he's hurt, that's not really going to happen. So I think he still gets probably 300 touches, but I don't think he pushes 350.
I think the combination of Lloyd's injury and the fact that I do think this is still a very run heavy team,
Yeah.
I'm going to say over. It could, I mean, obviously 338 would be over, but I just think Josh Jacobs is, they're not going to run him into the ground, but I think the absence of a number two or a back to spell him for at least 10 to 15 touches a game going into the year until Marshawn Lloyd, until it feels like Emmanuel Wilson has to prove himself year over year. Like, which I mean, I think we both are of the mindset that he should go into it with no questions or no reservations after what he did last year. I just think that is he is the metronome. He will keep them
Yeah,
on beat.
100%.
And anything that happens with the passing offense this year with Jordan Love, with the wide receivers, with Tucker Kraft, maybe Luke Musgrave returns back from the dead. I think they will just keep going at the beat and play their way and try to not be like old like possession style like control the clock kind of offense, but I just think until they prove otherwise they might this might be more of a let's work every drive we got rather than rely on the big plays, which to their credit last year they had an offense that was capable of doing that before it kind of fell off the track.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Question 3. Who had the most rushing touchdowns on the Packers this season?
Josh Jacobs. Next question.
Josh Jacobs. He had 15 last year to lead the Packers.
I don't think he gets that number this year. I think like we'll see a lesser role for Josh Jacobs, as kind of what I just talked about.
And not to be put on my fantasy hat here, but that also is a byproduct of just touchdown luck.
Yeah,
Not everything's gonna work out that way.
right.
Maybe they're had more success in the red zone with
Passing.
Romeo Dobbs or passing like Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I will also go with Josh Jacobs. Okay, question 4. Dontavian Wicks led all Packers pass catchers with 76 targets last year. Who will lead the Packers in targets this season?
That's a good question.
See, I'm learning how to approach the survey differently this
Yeah,
year.
that's a hard one.
Because would you have guessed Dontavian Wicks led with 76? Jaden
Yeah.
Reed was right behind him with 75.
Yeah, I think like it would have been one of those two for sure. It doesn't surprise me that Wicks has an extra one. Um, with the caveat that everyone is healthy, which is
Yeah, some are running a different race right now.
right. I think if everyone plays all 17 and they're all healthy, it probably is Wicks again. I could see it being Golden, but I think like this offense made a effort to get him involved last year, and he separates so well that he's going to be open often, and so I think it's just a matter of him catching the ball, and so I'm
Mm.
hoping he can catch the ball and continue his elite separation. So I'm gonna go Wicks again, even though I could very easily seeing it having like have it be Golden or Kraft. My worry for both of those is that Matthew Golden's a rookie. Like very rarely you can have a rookie come into a team that has established receivers and like a lot of them and lead the team in targets right away. Like I think that's just not a good expectation um for fans to have of Matthew Golden. And I worry about Tucker Kraft leading the team because I need to see it. Like we've been kind of clamoring for Tucker Kraft to be more involved in the offense and be that like elite pass catcher that he is and kind of break out. I just need to see it more consistently, and I don't know if that's what we get all season long or if we get it in sort of spurts like we did last year.
This is kind of my Matthew Golden trap question. I think it's I think it's very possible because of the state of the wide receiver room going into the year that he is going to be number one with a bullet. It's just a matter of does that hold by week 9, by week 13, by the end of the season?
Right. That's kind of like my
Like,
thought too. Is like he could be the leading uh target leading receiver for targets. I can't think of how to phrase that
yeah,
by necessity, just by sole purpose of they need guys out there, and he's
yeah.
the only guy out there.
That
I don't think it's Dobbs for what it's worth.
that is actually who I was gonna go with
Really?
because I do think it's one of those things. Again, he's healthy going into the year. I think Matthew Golden, there's enough uncertainty into what his precise role will be. I honestly think he'll kind of be all over the board. Like
Matthew Golden will.
he can be the speed threat, the kind of field stretcher. He certainly is in a lot of ways. But he can be the possession threat. It might just vary game to game where it gives them a valuable, versatile chess piece. But if the passing offense is hitting all cylinders, it's going to be Matthew Golden. If it's a little bit sluggish, it could be a Dobbs because we know of the connection that he and Jordan Love have. I don't think Kraft is going to be there yet. I think he'll factor in elsewhere, I think. But I'm going to go Romeo Dobbs.
All right. All right.
Question number 5. This might be a quick one. Packers have not had a pass catcher who had over 1,000 yards and 10 receiving touchdowns in a season since Devontae Adams did it in 2021. Will a Packers player do both this season? You say no. I also say no.
Yeah. No. I think it's in part it's like both things. It's those are pretty good numbers for receiver. Like, that's a really good season. I don't know if the Packers have that receiver right now. Matthew Golden again could be that guy. I don't want to ask the world of Matthew Golden right now just because he's has me very excited for the season. I had to like temper my expectations with this. And I don't know, like again, I come back to like the we are expecting a lot from Wicks. I come back to like if he's catching the ball and if he's healthy, he is wide receiver one. Like he has elite separation numbers. He like can do a lot of different stuff in his route tree, and they
Yeah.
target him in the end zone. And
Yes.
so like I could see him if there's a guy doing it, it being him, just because I think like he is at the moment the most like involved in the offense receiver they have. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I am obviously saying no as well. I think it's also just it is important to remember what the offense used to be with the Packers and precisely Aaron Rodgers and what it has morphed into under Matt LaFleur and building around Jordan Love, and that it's not one guy lifting everything together and piecing everything together. Ideally, this offense works on all cylinders when you have 3 to 4 players at minimum or at maximum there to be viable threats at any given moment.
Right.
It's what is the there's the phrase with the for it'll probably come back to me later, but it's built on not strong link players, but it's built on kind of unpredictability and strength in numbers.
Right.
Question 6. Who will lead the Packers in receiving touchdowns this season? Last year, it was Tucker Kraft with 7.
You. Um, I'm gonna go Dobbs.
Dubs.
Consistent red zone target.
It's hard to beat. I think Kraft gets it again. I think he
I'd
actually
hope so.
use I think he usurps Romeo Dobbs that way.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Um, and a lot of, I mean, a couple of those touch he has the yard after catch and like breakaway speed at his size to think of that Rams game where he had like a what was it, a 66-yard
Yeah.
receiving touchdown
Yep.
or whatever it was. He has that in him. I think it could be fully unleashed this year
I'm hoping so.
and and certainly in the end zone. Question 7. This is our first over under, or maybe
Yeah.
technically second, but
Yeah.
first true formatted this way. Over under. Jordan Morgan gets 8 starts on the offensive line this season. You can predict where he starts to.
Uh, um, I'm gonna say over. The Aaron Banks back issue has me concerned. Not concerned, but that I'm taking that into account. I'm taking into account that they seemingly like him to start. Like I think they're trying to get him to do that. And I think if Rasheed Walker has like a bad couple of games, they might loop him in, kind of thing. or like start doing like a platoon like he did at right guard last year. I don't know where he would go consistently, like if they take out Sean Ryan or what they do, but I do think he gets above 8 starts this year, especially because like the Packers had such good injury luck across their line last year. Like they had the same offensive line for all 17 games until the playoffs when that obviously went downhill. And so at some point you're gonna have an injury on that offensive line. Knock on wood that doesn't happen, but I'd imagine outside of EJ and well, even if it's EJ or Zach Tom, like he, some guy will be out, and I think Jordan Morgan is the first guy in. So
Starts is a very tough designation for offensive lineman because he may start and then because of injury, he may, or no one gets outright replaced. Like if you get outright replaced and you're healthy, that's really bad sign. I'm gonna go under because I do think Jordan Morgan is gonna be kind of this in case of emergency lineman because you mentioned three players that one has an injury problem that has stuck around throughout camp and going into the year. Rasheed Walker, I think, is a better player right now. At least he has the experience of it. But Jordan Morgan can easily come in if Rasheed is not, if Shido, sorry, is not up to par. Sean Ryan,
yeah,
I think he was the most improved lineman last year. I mean, he had the snaps to prove it too. But there might be some times where he struggles. Like I just think we're it's not I don't think we'll see whatever I think it was like 167 snaps that Jordan Morgan had, which is about 165 more than I thought he did last year.
yeah.
I'm joking. Question eight, similar mindset. Four out of the Packers five starting linemen got 1,000 or more snaps last year. Sean Ryan fell short with 963. Will they have five offensive linemen get over 1,000 snaps this season?
Uh, I'm gonna say no for the same reason I just said. I just said Jordan Morgan gets more than 8 starts for the sole purpose of they had really good injury luck, and I think they're going to loop Jordan Morgan into um they're gonna loop Jordan Morgan into the rotation on the line at some point this season. So one of those spots someone's gonna get split on the season. So yeah, no, I don't think they do.
I agree. I will also be going no, but it is a very interesting, even with knowing that they did some rotation on the line last year, that they still had four guys get over 1,000 snaps, and Sean Ryan was not that far away from joining them. Okay, shifting over to the defense. Question nine. Rashawn Gary led Packers defenders with 52 pressures and seven and a half sacks last season. A Freudian slip. Um, who will lead the Packers in pressures this season? And furthermore, who will lead the Packers in sacks this year?
Micah fucking Parsons in both of
I will
those
be
categories.
okay. I'll be writing Micah fucking
I'm sorry,
Parsons
Ty.
pressures, and I
Yeah,
believe
I'm.
it's Micah Farkin Parsons
What is
and
farking?
Farking sacks. Um,
You have a
yeah,
different
let's
answer?
go. We're gonna go double. We're gonna go
I was
double.
gonna say you
I
can't.
won't.
How do you have a different answer?
Well, it's one of those things that not pressures don't exactly equal sacks, as Rashawn Gary himself proves. But I think Micah Parsons is good enough. This is already going to be in my questionnaire, and then I hadn't gotten around to this by the time the Parsons deal happened. So I was like, oh, well, that is a slam dunk right there. Similar lines. Question 10. Zadarius Smith is the last Packers player to have double digit sacks in a season. He had 12 and a half in the 2020 year one or 2020 year, sorry. Well, the Packers have a double digit sacker this season.
Absolutely, obviously,
Absolutely. Do you want to put a name on that?
it's Micah Parsons.
Micah fucking Parsons yet again. Does anybody join him?
um, no, no, I'm not ready to put that expectation on Rashawn Gary, or I should say that I'm ready to put the expectation on him. I'm sick of being let down.
That's a good point. I am also saying absolutely, and it's Micah Parsons. Question 11. Um, NFL Pro, a very useful stat service that you can get, NFL Premium or NFL Plus, whatever
NFL
it's called.
Plus, yeah.
Edgerrin Cooper led the Packers with 47 stops. Now, stops are plays that produce negative EPA.
Yep.
Who will lead the Packers in stops this season?
Um, I'll probably stick with Edgerrin Cooper. It's gonna be like a lot of it is like we had the Packers have Micah Parsons now. It's probably him, but I think Edgerrin Cooper is gonna be out there. I shouldn't say out there more often, but he's gonna be out there a lot, and he just like is that dynamic of player that can rush the passer as well as stop the run and go sideline to sideline along with Micah Parsons. Um, but I think like not Rashawn Gary, Edgerrin Cooper is gonna benefit the most for having Micah Parsons on his team as they share a lot of the skill set.
I agree with you. This is my Edgerrin Cooper trap question, and you succeeded. I am also going with Edgerrin Cooper. Question 12. Zaire McKinney led the Packers with 8 interceptions last season. Can he lead the Packers in interceptions for 2025? If not, whom?
Golly, I don't know, man. Like another random stat. Like there's Deron Bland just got paid Micah Parsons half of his money because he had one
Yeah.
season where he had like 7 pick sixes.
Yeah.
Like that just it's just so random. Um, I'm gonna have fun with it and go dark horse Evan Williams. I'm not sure he'll be out there enough to get him, but I hope he does. And just be like, hey, let's see a breakout from Evan Williams.
I like that pick. I will not be joining you. I think it's also Zaire McKinney.
It very well could be. I'm just not like they're just so random.
It is. It very much is. Um, and mind you, he did that with 8 picks without a good pass rush ahead of him.
Right. So it could be a lot better.
Oh yeah. So okay, question number 13. Packers forced 31 takeaways last year and had a plus 12 turnover differential. Can they force 30 or more takeaways again this year?
Yes.
It's been a big emphasis
Yeah.
in training
I'm gonna
camp
I'm
this
gonna
year.
say yeah. With the addition of Micah Parsons, I think the pass rush probably gets home a little more often. Like strip sacks, fumbles, stuff like that is a little more hopefully consistent and
Yeah.
more plentiful. Getting the ball quicker because pass rushes in your face. Yeah. Um, I'll say yes. I'll be an optimist and hopefully they can get more than 30 turnovers this season.
It's very random and it's hard to carry over year,
It
but
is.
I think this defense is capable of being more disruptive than they were for, frankly, the first half of the year. Um, basically Xavier McKinney putting on his superhero suit and saving them.
Right.
So I'm going to go yes. Question 14. This has been a staple since we've been doing these surveys. Will the Packers have a special teams touchdown this season?
um, no.
I think you have learned from your ways.
Well, Keyshawn Nixon is the most
He is the reason why that question is on this survey every year, but
right, and he's no longer returning kicks most likely. And so, like with that,
no,
why would I expect McCole Hardman
Jaden Reed.
or Jaden Reed or maybe Savion
Matthew
Williams,
Golden.
Matthew Gold?
Matthew Golden, I believe, yes, they are. Those two guys are on the depth chart. I mean, not that it means anything, but I was like, oh,
I don't want
they might
Matthew
have
Golden
Matthew.
returning kicks.
No, protect our
Please
Golden
stop.
boy.
So yeah, no, they did not.
Now, I will go no. It also doesn't necessarily mean kickoff returns. It could. Special teams means a lot of things, right? I mean, there could be a gaff. There could be a muff punt. We don't know,
You
but
can't
I'm
advance muff
just.
putts anymore though.
That is right. Stupid.
They would have had one last year. Could you have? Remember, Bull Melton had that uh uh muff punt gaff at home, and he walked it in.
That's right. Uh,
Yeah, dumb
anyway,
dumb rule.
dumb rule. Dumb rule. Question 15. Brandon McManus had a 95.2 field goal percentage when he was the Packers kicker last year. Over under. Will Brandon McManus convert 90% or higher on
90?
his 90 or
Oh,
more?
higher.
Okay.
Higher.
So I'm going to go over. Sorry.
Yeah, over. Um,
Uh,
I was gonna say if you would have gave me his over under of his last year, like over under 94, I would have said under, and I would have reverse psychology, uh, the football gods, or trick them, or whatever the term would be, to make sure that I didn't jinx it this early this season.
yeah. 90 is hard. Also, it was such an outlier compared to the rest of his career. Like this is still like a generally like low 80s.
Yeah,
Kicking is hard. Mason Crosby, I forgot in the 2020 year, he went a perfect 16 for 16 on field goals
yeah,
during the regular
he
season.
did.
But I will be going slightly under. Here we go. This is fill in the blank, very free form question, and the hardest to define.
Okay.
Question 16, who will be the Packers breakout player this season? Do you need a refresher of who you picked last year?
Did I pick Emmanuel Wilson last year?
You picked Jaden Reed.
Ugh.
I picked Lucas Van Ness and predicted that he would have 7.5 sacks, which he has not even gotten to in his career.
Lovely. Um, a breakout player.
I was gonna be more like define it more where it was some gonna be under this threshold of snaps. It was gonna be like 500 snaps.
Gotcha.
So think of that level of player.
A guy who's not starting, essentially.
Guy who's not starting. If he's a wide receiver, it's basically you could. I will. Wicks is a worthy candidate. I would say.
Wicks is the worthy candidate.
Because I don't think he's a breakout. He hasn't broken out yet. He's back in. He's dropped
I
footballs.
mean, I guess. Um, in my brain, Edgerrin Cooper isn't allowed. He probably crosses that threshold of snaps, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying. I think it's somebody on the defense. Because I don't know like who on offense would be like prime for breakout. Like Tucker Kraft isn't allowed, right?
It's eye of the beholder.
Well, no, because you said like they can't
See,
play
the thing is,
500 snaps.
that is true. That is true. You could go Lucas, or I was gonna say Lucas
Luke
Van
Musgrave.
Musgrave.
Yeah. Um.
Like a
Ah.
couple years ago, I believe I had Zach Tom.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be one of Carl Brooks or Kobe Wooden. Probably Carl Brooks.
Gotta be now, right?
Yeah. I'm going with Carl Brooks.
Okay, I like that. Um, I'm gonna go with someone that we haven't really talked a lot about.
Okay.
In fact, I think the last time I talked about him, I wasn't. I thought he was poo poo, stinky. Um,
Okay.
sorry. I want to go Javon Bullard.
Oh, they
Um,
really like him. I think
they
like
really like him. He played more than 500 snaps last year. The thing is with that number is that we know about the offensive players way more, disproportionately more in their value and their effect on football games way more than defense players outside of like a pass rusher or someone who gets interceptions. I think this year Javon Bullard is going to be. I think you made the case a couple pods ago of like Jair being in and out of the lineup, the secondary shifting throughout the year, Keyshawn Nixon, like everything was hinging on Jair Alexander, and when he was unreliable through no fault of his own, they had to change the defense. It changed roles for three of those guys that we already mentioned. I think going to this year, providing that health is okay, Javon Bullard will know what he's expected of himself, like being the slack corner, being a more defined role rather than it kind of being pulled out from under him halfway through the year, if not earlier. So I'm going to go Javon Bullard. I don't know what that necessarily looks like, but I think it's Now, too, when you have a hopefully improved pass rush, maybe he gets a little bit more interception luck. Maybe what we see of him and how he was pretty disruptive at Georgia, that can translate to the pros.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome if it could. Like I think they're gonna work him in more as like the nickel corner. Maybe,
He could be a
maybe
good blitzer,
good blitzer. Like
wolf blitzer.
maybe the Treat Carpenter route where they kind of like move him around into a linebacker role a little bit when he's out there, or just like throw him out as a extra safety. I don't know. I think they're gonna use him a lot this year.
Yeah. Question 17. This is very framed in a taut way. Who will finish with the most cheeses for the Packers this 2025 season? If you're new to this podcast, which we did have some improved listenership after the Michael Parsons,
Yeah, that's right. Welcome.
and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel if you have done so after this, after the Parsons deal. Thank you. But cheeses are basically our game balls. So that when someone gets a cheese, it means a snack well done. If you know. So who do you think
A
finishes with the
snack
most
well
cheese?
done. Um, it's hard not to say Micah Parsons. Like he's just the best player on the team. Um, I think
Do
I'm
you
go.
think Micah Parsons will go a perfect 17 for 17 on cheeses this
I
year?
don't. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Because we have the um we have the discussion every season where you get cheeses based on who you are as a player. Like Micah Parsons, if he gets a sack a week, be really good, right? That's really good. But he needs to like get over the hump to like because we're expecting a sack, right? We're always expecting a sack from Micah Parsons. Does he get it every week? Probably not. But if he gets like two or three and a bunch of pressures and a forced fumble, like that's kind of like the cheese. Like that's the game ball kind of thing. Cheeses to me have always been like the player of the game, and
Yeah,
I
like the 3 stars in hockey.
right, and I don't
Yes.
think like he'll be the player of the game every week, especially because like interceptions, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, sacks from other guys. Maybe the offense goes off for 51 week. Then it's like, yeah, it's Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, and Matthew Golden, right? And so, no, I don't think he does, but I do think he leads the team in cheeses. I will say he does.
So my thing is, I will also go with Micah Parsons. I think 17 for 17 is in play. I think the thing about Micah Parsons and how we watch football is that one, we have never really, honestly, I would say since Charles Woodson, you could maybe make the case of Clay Matthews. I think the first 2 years is Zadarius Smith were one pretty incredible and gets overlooked now, but there just isn't how pre-snap you focus in on players. And for Xavier McKinney, it's really hard to focus in on him, one, because he's not on the screen before the play starts, generally. You only notice of the coverage and where things break down or where someone picks off the ball when it happens as the camera moves towards that part of the field. A lot of the other stuff, like you see, all the many great Packer follows on whatever social media site at this point, watching film, clips of film that get tweeted out, posted out, whatever. Problem is, or not the problem, someone like Micah Parsons comes on your team and you know where he is lined up every play that he's on the field. Like we will see him like just frothing at the mouth over the center if he's lined up right there, or if he's on the edge, or if he's kind of, I mean, dropping back like Preston Smith with Joe Barry or something like that. Like
Right.
he is such a magnet of attention on this team at all times that it is going to be like how Ty and Rohan and we try to help out with like stock markets for Giannis.
Right.
The standard is just so incredibly high that
Yeah.
like even if it's like, oh, that was still like a B level Micah Parsons game, is that that's better than what we've seen with
You're
this
right.
defense in the
For a
last 2 years,
yeah,
specifically of this era. So like that's where my calculus is Micah Parsons is on the Micah Parsons scale, and we will be adjusting very quickly.
right. Hopefully so.
Yes.
That's the hope.
Yes. Okay. Question 18. Packers finished with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense last year based on both points per game and EPA. Expected points added, I believe, is
Correct.
the
Correct.
yeah. Can they achieve that feat again this season?
Yeah, I think like defense year to year is pretty varied. There's a lot of variance when it comes to how successful you are in defense. Good defenses like tend to roll over, but being like a top one defense is really hard to do multiple years in a row, even like back to back years. But I think with the addition of a guy like Micah Parsons, that just elevates the floor of this defense so well that I think they can easily be a top 10 defense again.
So you're saying do your feelings equal for the offense too?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think a healthy Jordan Love all year makes a lot of a difference. Like you're not playing Malik Willis, not that he's bad, but like healthy Jordan Love for all 17 is pretty darn good. Add in a new dynamic receiver, hopefully a couple breakouts, and you're back where you got a good stew brewing.
Well, and they did that with Jordan Love not being fully healthy last year.
Exactly.
With Josh, yeah, like to your point. I am going to go yes with both. I think the defense was really good by the end of the year. And again, they got better by not being as disruptive or forcing turnovers
Hmm.
or riding the streak of five straight interceptions for Xavier McKinney in as many games.
Right.
Like there's hopefully going to be a pass rush with Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary profiting based on Micah Parsons being on this team. There's just way it's just a crazy standard that they set for themselves last year that I think without Micah Parsons, maybe there is going to be some volatility with the defense this year that I mean in the preseason games, not to put all of our money on that, but like you could see where the defense was not going to hold in terms of where it was last year or by the end of last year, granted with guys that might not even be on the team now. But I just think Parsons lifts the floor so crazy high that I don't think it drops that much if they aren't what they were by the end of last year, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep. I get what you're saying.
All right, question 19. Over under, we will see 13 Lambo leaps from a Packers player this year.
Over. Easy
That is
over.
not okay. That is not one Packers player, that is Packers players.
Correct.
But I will also go over. I'm not counting the stupid Brandon McManus, everybody get in the Lambo leap
I
that
think you should have
ruined.
counted that one because that one,
Well, I
well,
also
it
had
counts
a
as one.
job that
It
I
counts,
worked on Sundays and it
right,
ruined my no.
but it counts as one. Like Brandon McManus
I
jumping into the stance is the Lambo leap. Everyone else going is like after that. But Brandon McManus kicked the field goal. He gets the Lambo leap. That counts as
yeah,
one.
but now okay, so that we didn't have that precedent though. A new precedent was
Correct. If
established
the
and it
entire
threw
team
everything
starts,
over.
if the entire team jumps into the stands, it counts as one because of the play.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 20. Over under, the Packers had one All Pro last season, Xavier McKinney. Will they have another All Pro this year? Or will they have I made a question about an over under. Will they over under one All Pro this year?
Over under a half or one because it's like
Darn it.
zero or one.
Um, just like Micah Parsons' number.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think they do have an All Pro this year.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, half. You're correct.
Yeah.
Let's go with half. You're
Yeah.
saying over. Do you want to put a name on it?
Nope. I can't begin to pick one.
I'll put a name on
Micah Parsons.
it. You're correct. Okay,
I
question
think
number
I think Edge
20.
could get there if it's a really good season.
Who?
Edge, Edge and Cooper.
Hmm, I like that.
Me too.
Um, question number 21. Will the Packers have a major award winner this season? I am qualifying this as someone that wins an award at the NFL Honors Program.
Um,
So think MVP,
yeah,
Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Assistant Coach of the Year. If there was an executive award, I know who I would give it to.
right. Um, I don't think so. I think Aiden Hutchinson gets comeback player of the year, like in a landslide, just because he's really good. Um, I think they'll have
Matthew,
finalists.
do you want to put
I think
name
Micah
on it?
Parsons is probably a finalist. If Jordan Love flies high this year, he could be a finalist for MVP. I mean, if Matthew Golden's really good, he could be offensive player of the year
Uh,
rookie or rookie of the year offense. But like that probably goes just like Cam Ward because like it's a rookie quarterback.
it's true.
So I mean, like or JJ McCarthy, he could have a comeback player of the year candidate if the Vikings have a really good year. So the Packers didn't have anybody like majorly hurt last year to have a comeback player of the year, but like yeah,
No.
I'm gonna say no, but I think there's a good chance they have finalists that could win.
I think I've picked Matt LaFleur to win Coach of the Year the last couple of years.
That's a fool's errand, pal.
I think it's fool's errand. I think higher expectations don't necessarily mean that he would win. I think it's always going to. I believe who was it last year? Was it Dan Quinn?
I think so. Yeah,
Feel like
the
it actually went to
Commanders.
KOC. It went to Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, I mean, same
Before
difference.
that, Kevin Stefanski, who's won that freaking award twice. Oh my God, give me a
Yeah,
break.
yeah,
Brian Dable before that, like it's Mike Vrabel. It's the teams that we think are going to be dog water, and
yeah, and then they're not.
yeah. So I'm going to also say no, but my thought was also Matthew Golden maybe gets in for offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, he could be in the conversation, but
Yeah. Question number 22. Who will be named the 2025 NFL Most Valuable Player?
um, golly, man, it's such a tough thing to predict. Can I give you like three?
You can give me three finalists, and then you'll have to
Yeah,
pick one of those.
right now.
Just give me the three, and then give me the
Uh,
loot.
give it a loot. Um, Jordan Love is a finalist. It's so, it's so hard to like pick fresh guys because the league is just so good at quarterback right now. But like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson just like seemingly have to be perennial contenders. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Like I
I was
th-
literally going to be looking at what the top three last year.
was
Josh Allen obviously won.
Lamar Jackson, Patrick
Lamar
Mahomes.
Jackson was second, and then Barkley was
Oh yes,
third.
same.
Mahomes was sixth.
Yeah.
Burrow was fourth for a team
Um,
that did make the playoffs. Do you remember 2023?
that was Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar. I think Josh Allen second that year.
Mm-mm.
No, was that Patrick Mahomes second that year?
He was seventh.
Who the fuck was second that year? Burrow? No, could have been the
You're gonna
playoffs.
you're gonna cackle. You're gonna Numa cackle right now.
Oh, was it? No, it wasn't Kirk because he was hurt.
Uh-uh.
Um,
The team the Packers faced in the playoffs that year.
oh, is it Purdy?
No.
McCaffrey? No, it was Dak
No.
Prescott. It
It
was
was
Dak
Dak
Prescott.
Prescott, and
Yeah,
then it was McCaffrey.
yeah,
22 was Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen.
yeah. I don't know. Like I think I don't think Love wins it, he'd have to have a really good season, and we just haven't seen like that season yet. We've seen glimpses and blips of it, but
Yeah.
like we haven't seen him play at like a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson level for an extended period of time yet. Toyotathon, but like you know what I mean. Um, I'll say I'll say Jalen Hurts just to be like a fresh name because very rarely do you get like back to
For
back
MVP?
years. Yeah, for MVP,
Okay.
just because you don't get a lot of years of like back to back guys. And like,
Do you have a third for your finalists if you want to be bold?
what do you mean?
Because you said I'll give you finalists and you gave me Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts.
The finalist thing backfired because there's like seven finalists I could think of. Hertz, Love, Mahomes, Allen, Jackson are all like probably finalists.
Allen Jackson.
Yeah, Allen Jackson down in the Chattahoochee. Um, I think a dark horse could be Jaden Daniels if they have another big year. If they win their division and like go like 13, 14 wins, I could easily see them being. You could easily see him being MVP. He's like
I,
the fun pick. He was the offensive rookie of the year, led a team to the NFC Championship game, and
yeah.
coming off of that, he just continues excelling and just lights the season on fire. I could easily see him being MVP if
Yeah.
he has that kind of season.
Yeah. I think as we're going through this exercise, we are understanding that what it feels like it's Allen Jackson, Mahomes. It's not necessarily in that. It's not all three make it in every year.
Right.
There's we just pencil them in and other guys usurp. It feels like basically two quarterbacks and a skill position player.
Yeah, I'm
Whether
surprised Chase
it's
was Chase a finalist last year,
he was not.
which is crazy.
Actually, let me go back. Let me go back. I think he finished.
Is he top three or is he fourth? Because it was Allen
He
Jackson Barkley.
was. Sorry,
Yeah, I think it
my
was Allen Jackson
computer.
Barkley. I'd imagine Chase was four, which is
He was
again,
Burrow. Burrow was fourth.
oh my
Goff was
god,
fifth. Jamar Chase was eighth.
that's crazy.
Sam Darnold was 10th.
It's crazy that Jamar Chase was eighth when he won the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Also, again, the Bengals did not go to the playoffs last year.
No, they
So,
didn't.
um, I like the Hurts. I'm going to copy you.
I like the Hurts.
I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts as well.
All right.
I'm kind of, you're throwing me off with this Jordan Love MVP talk. I was not really, I'm not saying that you think that is actually going to happen, but you're certainly more open to it than I have heard you talk about it before.
I mean, like, it's the season, right? Like they finally hopefully have a dynamic receiver. It's the same thing as last year, where if everything breaks the right way for the offense, Wicks stops dropping the ball, Jaden Reed is healthy and stops dropping the ball. Um, Matthew Golden breaks out, Tucker Kraft breaks out. Like if everything goes right for this offense, he's a prime candidate. So
I love it.
we'll see.
I love it. Literally, that's his last name. Okay, number 23. Where will the Packers finish in the NFC North this season? Who wins the NFC North if you don't think the Packers will win the division?
Packers in the division.
Packers win the division.
Yep.
Now, were you thinking that pre-Parsons?
No.
Because I was not.
No, I was not.
I would have said a third place finish.
I would not. I would have said second. I'm not pinning my hopes on JJ McCarthy or Caleb Williams to do anything of significance until they can prove it.
That and you have to face Michael Parsons
Yep.
2 times a year. No, good luck.
Yep.
Uh, I will also say the Packers win the division. I think they vault into first. Question number 24. Will the Packers make the playoffs this season? If so, how far will they go? Obviously, we both think they will win the division, so they
Yep.
will make the playoffs. How
Um,
far does this season go, baby?
the season needs to be NFC Championship game or bust. Like they need to make it to that Final Four game and have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Like there's this team needs to start winning playoff games. They won one in the last 2 years. Had some horrible injury luck against the Eagles. They could have won that game. And uh, the Niners game is obviously not a lot of fun for us to talk about. They could have won that game. And so they can make it. They can do the thing. They just need to put it all together at the right time. And like this is the season. These next 3 seasons are that time. So we'll see. But yeah, I think they make the championship game.
You're we'll revisit, I'm guessing. I will say, obviously they're going to the playoffs. Um, God, I will also say they go to the NFC Championship game. I don't think they win.
Okay, we'll probably come back to this question.
I might change though, because we are still adjusting to a Packers Parsons world.
Hmm.
All right, these will probably be quick hitters. Question number 25. You'll sense where we're going now.
Yep.
Who will win the NFC East division this season?
Eagles.
You have the Eagles. I will also say the Eagles. Who will win the NFC South this season? Question number 26.
Falcons.
Whoa! No Tampa?
No. I think they'll be. I think it'll be a competitive division between those two.
Well, in a good way or in a NFC South way?
In in a
It's a very,
in a
it's
in
a
a ten
very,
in a 10 win season wins the division.
so an NFC South way. Okay, I got, sorry. Question,
Yeah. 10 11. I don't think you need to win 13 to win that division.
no, no. Question number 27. Who will win the NFC West this season? This division, I was all in on the Rams and Matthew Stafford, everything going on with
Died.
him. Yeah, much like redacted.
Sheesh. Why am I blanking?
Seahawks,
Yeah,
49ers,
exactly. Yeah.
Cardinals, or
I kept
Rams?
yeah. Um God, what a tough question. Seahawks.
I hate the resurgent Seahawks kind of love after questioning their entire offseason.
Yeah. I think like
I'm
it's hard for me to pick the Niners because of like age and injuries. It's hard for me to pick the Rams because of Stafford's health. The Cardinals are a wild card. They could be really good or they could be
But
just
so that's the thing. I always am like, yeah, they have something there. And then when you see it in practice, like, ugh.
yeah,
Or
like
like Jonathan Gannon, he's like, if you take, I want you here early. I don't care if you take a bus. And it's like, these
right,
guys are not taking a bus. Like, what are you talking about?
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think Seattle has the easiest like middle ground. You know what I mean? Like their ceiling is the lowest, but their floor is the highest, as opposed to like
See, I disagree. I think I'm still going to go with the Rams, even with,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I mean,
Oh
he went
no,
to,
is it
it's
Stenson?
either him or Stetson Bennett, depending
Yeah,
on who they like. I still think they have enough talent and they might have the best NFL coach.
yeah. You know what? I'll change my pick to the Rams. They
You're
were
going
really
Rams
good.
too?
Yeah, I'll go Rams. They were really good last year, and they probably should have beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yeah. My biggest worry, and I'm marking this too, is that because of the Stafford injury and the chaos that usually is the NFC West division,
Yeah,
this is when the stupid crawly spider 49ers just emerge
yeah,
and do their stupid BS
yep.
that makes me hate watching them. So my biggest worry is that the 49ers emerge amid chaos. Question number 28. Who will win the AFC East this season?
Bills. Pretty simple one.
I agree. Next question. Who will win the AFC North this season?
Ravens.
Really?
Yeah. Wait for Cincinnati to get a defense, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. We are not doing any Aaron Rodgers Steelers
No.
comparisons. We did that last year with the Jets, and I
Yeah.
instantly regret it when I reread it. Question 30. Who will win the AFC South this season? Another terrible division. Does this division get to 40 wins combined? I say no.
God no, brother. That's 10 wins a team.
How low does that number have to be? How low does that number have to be? 30?
Uh, yeah, probably 30, because that's 10, 10, 6, 7, 6, 6, 7, or 6, 6, 8, something like
Basically,
that.
it's a 7.5
Yeah,
wins per.
yeah. Um, yeah, probably 30. I think see this division getting 30 wins.
I think they go under. I think this.
I think the Texans win it, even though I think sneakily the Titans could win it, if Cam Ward has a good season.
I am all in on Cam Ward.
Are you?
But I will not be all in enough to
So you're not
pick
all
them
in.
as division winner.
So you're not
You know
all
what?
in.
Actually, I am gonna. I am. I'm gonna. Let's get a little weird.
You wanna get weird with it?
I don't think. I don't think the Texans have done enough. I didn't like their offseason either, and their um Joe Mixon is not healthy to start the year. Might
Nope.
not even play.
Nope. Might not even play. Luckily, they have Nick Chubb,
Um,
Woody Marks, and company.
yeah, Woody Marks, the son of Bobby.
Yeah.
Question 31. Who will win the AFC West this season?
The Chiefs. Because the.
I'm going Denver Broncos.
That's insane, Jordan.
I'm not. There's a lot of Broncos love out there. The Broncos are good. They're good.
Sure, it's the Chiefs.
Th-
All right, go for it. I'll be shocked.
Saying it, I'm going Denver Broncos.
Like
They're hungry.
I think that division's too good. It's gonna cannibalize itself, and that like I think I could see a reality where each team goes 1-1 in the division. Like I think the Raiders are uh annoying enough to win a game at home versus each of these teams.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm just not betting against Patrick Mahomes. I'm just not doing it.
It's fair.
Not for Bo Nix.
It's not necessarily Bo Nix. I mean, they have the reigning Defensive Player of the Year on their
Sure.
roster,
Like another
and that defense got really
another
good.
very variable thing
They
we
also
already
play
talked about.
they play the NFC East this year, so they'll be playing the Eagles. They'll be playing the Commanders.
So do the Chiefs.
Well, I'm saying the AFC West does.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Who will have the first overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft? I.e., who will be the worst team this year?
Oh, the Jaguars for sure.
Whoa! What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Who will have who? It's
Who will
so
be the worst team this year?
who? Yeah, because the Jaguars have traded their pick to the Browns. So actually, no. I think and I lied. It's the Browns. I think it's the Browns. That team is just spinning its tires. But
I think
I think in order it goes Browns, Jaguars. Third is probably Indianapolis, something like that.
I was gonna say I think it's Browns, Colts. I was gonna say Saints. I'm still those are the top three. I
Saints
think
probably are four for me.
you really think do you think the Jaguars just like you don't believe in Duval Cohen?
No, they just they had Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas, and company last year, and they were what the like fifth overall team.
That's true.
Like they changed their head coach, which is good. Like Liam Cohen did a lot of good stuff with Baker Mayfield, but you can I don't know. It's a hard sell for me. I would be surprised if they like are decent, but I think they still pick in the top 10. And I don't know. I could see a lot of bad things happening to that team. I could see it being pretty bad.
Yeah.
Also, like the really only gimme game in the division is the Colts, and like that'll be a rock fight. So I think
Yeah.
that's four scheduled losses with the Titans and Texans.
Interesting.
So
Who will win the AFC this season? This is question 33. We have two more after.
the whole like who's representing the AFC in the Super Bowl?
Correct.
Bills.
Buffalo
Picked them last year
Bills.
too.
Yes, you did. Actually, I believe I did too. I have it right here. I picked the Chiefs. You picked the Ravens.
Oh,
I am going to say the Ravens.
okay, okay, okay.
Question 34. Who will win the NFC this season?
I'm drinking the Kool Aid. I think it's gonna be the Packers.
Who do you think they beat?
The Lions. Yeah, I think Philly has a tiny bit of Super Bowl hangover, and they lost a lot of stuff. It's just hard to repeat. Who's your pick? Who's your pick, Jordan?
I'm saying Eagles.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're that good. I think we say it's hard to repeat, and the Chiefs did it, and I get it. It's Patrick Mahomes, it's Travis Kelce, generational talent. Chris Jones, not to slight him. I, I, I think the Eagles are good enough.
I mean, yeah, I think they're pretty darn good. It's just they lost what like seven impact players, something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
they might be able to withstand it. They didn't. They lost guys that were pivotal by Super Bowl time.
Right.
Like Milton Williams, I mean, like he was a part-time, he was a rotational defensive tackle that got
Yeah.
here I go doing what I was lamenting earlier. They got $80 billion.
LOL.
Okay, last question. Who wins Super Bowl 60 this season?
Give me the Packers, man. Go Pack, go. I'm fully invested in this team. I've said so often that like this offseason that they have a really hard schedule. I just think Micah Parsons is such an impact player that this changes the dynamic of the season, and they need to start winning games. This is the time to do that. Jordan Love and company, they all break out and have good seasons. Like I'm wish casting the best possible outcome for the entire season.
I think that was a great way to end this episode. Unfortunately, I have to make my decision, and I don't have the Packers going to the Super Bowl. So I'm saying the Baltimore Ravens finally get off over the hump, and Lamar Jackson captures his first Super Bowl
If they're
title.
not playing the Packers, there's like five different teams I'd be happy winning this season. Like happy to win the Super Bowl this year.
Ravens, Bills.
Ravens, Bills, Bengals. I'd like to see the
Come
Texans.
on, come on.
I the Bengals are two like Joey Burrow, uh,
Just
Jamar Chase,
Joey,
T Higgins.
Joey.
Like I don't want to reward that stupid owner, but like the players deserve it, kind of thing.
Oh, I don't disagree. I mean, that's why they blew their shot against the Rams a couple years ago.
Yep.
I just don't think they're. I think there are. The NFL is built on parity and all this stuff, but when you come down to it, like a Bengals Super Bowl appearance a couple years ago was very fun and thrilling. That is an anomaly. Like you get, it's obviously a lot easier to get in the
I
playoffs than
wouldn't
it is
say it
to
was
make a
an
Super Bowl.
anomaly.
Really? I
They
mean,
beat Patrick. Like they beat Patrick Mahomes to get there. It wasn't a mistake. Like they deserved to
it
be
would no,
there.
no. Well, that's what I'm saying. See, I agree. I'm not. I'm saying an anomaly based on. I believe isn't that's the only time Patrick Mahomes hasn't gone to an AFC Championship game. And I get it. We're talking about like one of the greatest winners in NFL history.
Right.
What I'm saying is that is more. of an anomaly that they got that far by beating Patrick Mahomes than it is any other team in the AFC since he's become a starter.
I mean, I
You know what
guess.
I mean?
Yeah. But then you can't by that same logic, you can't pick any team but the Chiefs to go there.
And that's why eventually it's gonna fall. Like they're not
LeBron
going to.
LeBron's turning 30, man. This shit's got to be done soon, right?
It's true that it is true. It is true, but
I don't is Mahomes like freshly 30? I
I
think
think
I
so.
think he's like freshly 30 if he is. No, he turns 30 in 2 weeks. Brother, he's here for the long haul.
He is here for the long haul. I just think it's again, it's harder to get to that Super Bowl. I mean, if you look at the final four finishes, it's why the Commanders going, we get more, we think we have a stronger impression when it's teams that have been so, like, to borrow the phrase, sorry or poopy,
Right.
like the Bengals or the Commanders. Like that was a joke of a team like 3 years ago when a sewage pipe burst and Jalen Hurts had to get out of the way after his touchdown or whatever it was.
No, it wasn't a sewage pipe. It was the gate in the tunnel that
Yeah,
fell onto him.
I don't know. Shit goes to the surface. You know what I mean? We've
Sure.
sworn a lot this podcast, so why not add another S bomb? But I just think we still talk about the reason why we talk about the Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and then I mean the Eagles. It was their they've been in the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. No.
No, that's not.
I think it's for the last 5 years, right?
Is it 4 of the last 5?
They they
Either
they
way,
they were going for a
it's
three-peat.
still
I don't know. Doesn't
not.
matter.
Doesn't matter. It's we're still talking about the same teams that by the end of the season that we usually do
Yeah.
to prove my point. Anyway, that's the end of the survey.
That's in the survey. Jordan, where can folks find this link to the survey if they want to take it?
I am making it on a Google form. I will share it in the GSPN Discord, which is a reminder to join the GSPN Discord if you haven't. But I will also be sharing it on the socials, the blue skies, the X's, probably not threads, but I will do if anybody
Someone asks on threads.
no, I don't no, there's not a lot of people over there. Anyway, but yeah, if anybody wants to join in on the fun and answer these questions that I thought of over the last couple days,
Yeah,
answer them. Let's have fun.
that's right. That's right. Go have fun, folks. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Talk of the Tundra. We'd appreciate it to get those numbers up. Bigger number, better person. That's what I've always said. Uh, Go check out Eurostep.
Sounds like something else that someone has said.
Go check out Eurostep for all things Bucks as they approach their season. All things Brewers or cruising for bruising with Adam and Andrew. All things GSPN at gspn.info. We'll be back this week for our first preview of Week 1 for the Detroit Lions game next Sunday at 3:30. Uh, I'm very excited. So, all right, folks, thank you for listening, and Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.